We're way more excited than the beginning of the starts off with, so let's just stop messing around. What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Granny's Peach Tea, episode 227. We are back after the longest hiatus we have ever taken in the years. I don't know. Years get lost.
Yeah,
227 episodes.
We started the show in the pandemic. That's how long it's been, right? Like we've been doing this like since the end of the pandemic.
When WandaVision first started, our show is just as old as the Disney Plus portion of the MCU, like literally the same age.
Oh, all right, shit. That's an interesting marker. I like that.
Yeah, by the way, there's an anniversary I'm going to bring up. That's interesting. It's specific to us, but I'm going to hold that for a second.
All right.
But listen, welcome back. We're back. We got a lot to talk about here. We got the old school, the OG Granny's Peach Tea background, because guess what? This format tonight, the amount of stuff we have to talk about, is like back then. So
this is an old school Granny's episode. Look, we got it covered. You guys better watch your backs. We're back to basics now.
Exactly. Back to formula. Back to formula.
Back to formula.
But yeah, we're excited to be back, man. We had a little time off. Jason had a show he was putting on, which I'm sure he crushed it with. I had a little vacation down to Houston to go watch some the World Baseball Classic. But yeah, we're back. We're excited. We have a full slate to talk about, as I mentioned on our Facebook post. This is a giant-sized annual. Yes, Jason, exactly. Damn it! I wish I would have went there first.
Sorry.
Much to do. You gotta breathe. You gotta get it in the chest. That's.
You're right. Much to do.
Exactly. When I was a boy. No. No, we got a lot to talk about here. We got a trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day that dropped a few days ago, which apparently broke the record for the most viewed trailer in history. Jason. This is nuts.
That's insane. I didn't know that. That's insane. But I will tell you this, though. I've been dodging spoilers. I'm the fucking Neo of spoiler dodging.
Like it, yeah.
You know this about me.
Yeah.
And my students have been coming in, and they know I love comic book stuff, right? Some of you even know I have this podcast. They're like, Mister, you saw the trailer, right? I'm like, I gotta watch it live on my podcast. Don't tell me about it. And anytime they're talking about it, I'm like, guys, is that a scene from The Great Gatsby? I don't think so. Get back to work.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yes. So we have that we're kicking off with. That's going to be our first segment. Then we're going to get into Invincible season 4. They're back. We're going to cover the first 4 episodes.
Boy, are they back.
Yeah, they're back and debatably better than ever. We got Daredevil Born Again season 2, which just came back with their first episode. That's exciting. And then we are winding down our Alien and Predator rewatches. Let's not forget that. We got 2 left.
God.
And now we got the one that brought them together. And back in 2004, Alien versus Predator. So
now we're in the Alzheimer's part of the franchise, where everyone forgets everything, and even I go, I just watched this movie 5 days ago. I don't remember anything, bro.
Oh man, we are bringing out all the classics.
It's been like 3 weeks. We haven't done this in a while. This is usually where I get this weird shit out of me.
Yeah, it's a vessel, you want to say,
exactly,
for kind of insanity. And we also, again, we've got a lot to do there, but there is something though, Jason, that's real interesting. Do you know what yesterday marked the 10th anniversary of?
I do not.
The release of our namesake.
Wow. Lex Luthor's Piss in a Jar was put out 10 years ago today?
Exactly. Yesterday marked the 10th anniversary of the release of Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice.
Don't forget Wonder Woman.
with Wonder Woman, featuring Doomsday, maybe Lex Luthor. Who knows?
Happy anniversary, Lex Luthor's piss.
Yeah.
Colon, the Snyderverse lives.
Yeah, it is, dude. It's crazy to kind of think about it, and we're always going to be attached to that film.
God, I can't. It's it's both brilliant and horrible. Like it's brilliant because at this point people don't get the reference
Yes,
because I think enough times gone by where like people just don't care about that movie anymore unless you're a Snyderhead.
exactly.
And people ask me like, why do you call that? I'm like, oh, I guess I try to explain it. Um, so it's funny, but it's awful because it's tied to possibly my least favorite DC movie ever.
And I think that's part of the genius of the name choice so
And
long
that is
ago.
also why it's brilliant. Exactly. I mean, it's not as if we came to that conclusion during this.
No, absolutely not. It was definitely had a lot of thought put into it. But yes, for those who don't know, yes, the movie Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. There's a scene in which Lex Luthor goes ahead and puts out a jar of his own piss, and it's labeled Granny's Peach Tea. And
No,
there's a
I,
close up of it, and that's where we get
because
our logo from.
yeah, because Holly Hunter says like, well, you can piss in a jar and tell me it's Granny's peach tea. I can't do an impression of her. I'm just doing Captain Hepburn. But it doesn't make it so. But here's my question, and I don't think I wasn't seasoned enough to ask this question because this was like the what second or third episode we did, right? But here's the real question that I really wish I asked, and I wish Tony was here to answer this question. Do you think that was Lex Luthor's piss in the jar, or do you think he hired someone? Do you think Lex was like, guy I pay, piss in this jar for me?
I think it was his piss. That Lex
Okay,
Luthor is so off the wall that I think he would
yeah,
definitely, yeah, I think he definitely pissed in the jar.
you're right. That Lex Luthor pisses in jars and gives it to old women. You're right.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. But yeah, I heard that yesterday, and I'm like, holy shit, perfect timing. Like the only more
That's
perfect
wild.
timing is if we would have done the show last night, right? That was the
Yeah.
only way we could have gotten more perfect. But I just got a good chuckle out of it because I'm like,
No,
we're always going to be tied
it's
to this,
a
like this podcast. We outlived the DCEU at this
we
point.
did.
We did. We've outlived the DCEU at this point. An entire shared universe we've outlived.
Right. So then, to paraphrase and partially quote from the movie we are named after, here's to killing our gods, Master Wayne.
Wow. There it is. But all right. Let's jump into it, shall we? Because we
Get into it.
have a full slate like we used to 200 and something episodes about. All right. But
Back in the old days.
yeah, back in the old days. Back in my day, Granny's Peach Tea used to cover so many TV shows, and they used to do all this shit. And
It's,
even there's even a time they tried a bunch of new stuff, and my God, it was way too much. So they trimmed it down eventually.
you kids today with your Instagram and your Harvey Danger, you don't know the Flash, or you don't know Green Arrow. Like I know.
You know, Black Lightning. Like, what are you talking about?
You think Black Lightning's just a storm? No, I tell you, it's a WB show.
Wait, they had TV shows? They had comic book TV shows?
Oh, Grandpa, let's get you back to the home.
All right. So, like I mentioned, there is the trailer, which we're going to watch together here. That is the most viewed trailer apparently in history. So this is pretty wild, right? It broke the former holder of the first 24-hour views on YouTube was Deadpool and Wolverine. This at the time more than doubled that in the first 24 hours.
I mean, this is Spider-Man. Come
I'm saying this
on.
is nuts. So let's check it out and watch it together. And let's see what it is. Obviously, I've watched this, but I probably contributed about 50 of them. So let's check this out.
I can't believe our first hit MIT. MJ, come on, pretend like you're not the happiest you've ever been in your entire life.
I can't.
I knew it.
Hi, my name is Peter Parker. You don't remember me, but we used to know each other. Something bad was going to happen, and the only way to stop it was to make everyone forget about me. Because I'm not just Peter Parker. I'm Spider-Man.
The hell, Frank? You just hit me with a van!
Quit your whimpering. Suit yourself. Mother.
Go home!
And sometimes Spider-Man has to do the hard thing, even if it breaks Peter Parker's heart. What is happening to me?
Oh, God.
Excuse me, Dr. Banner. I need your help. What did you say your name was?
If DNA is mutating, it would be enormously dangerous.
Spiders have 3 life cycles. When between cycles, it can leave the spider vulnerable to threats.
We are faced with a danger that we can't control. One we can't even see. Stay out of my way.
You're losing it, kid.
And for those spiders who make it through, it amounts to a kind of rebirth.
Nice flowers.
Oh, they're a housewarming gift.
I'm MJ,
I'm just a neighbor from across the hall.
friendly neighbor.
I mean, come on. What do you think I'm going to say about that? Come on.
But Jason, all right. So obviously we're through the roof with this, right? Like
Yeah.
you can only imagine. I know you share it exactly, right? The excitement's through the roof. All right, like
Yeah.
anyone who
Yeah.
watches Spider-Man is my favorite all-time comic book hero since I was a kid, right? Since I first discovered any type of virtually anything. Okay. Jason, he's like your 1A, like Batman, and we're in reverse with that, right?
Right. Like I think you and I could say like they are both our favorite.
Yes.
One gets the edge slightly over the other, and
Yeah.
for you and I, it's just the opposite one.
Exactly. And it is the genesis of kind of what started the idea that we were gonna have this, right? Like we're back in the day.
Absolutely.
Anyone who remembered, like Jason and I used to get drunk in bars when we were younger, and somehow we would always veer off to comic book talk, circling around Spider-Man and Batman.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember getting drunk shit talking Ultron.
Yeah, exactly. Like
I gotta say I was wrong. Ultron's a formidable villain. I take it back.
You did come around to that. You did come around to that for sure. But man, this trailer, the excitement for this is like off the charts. There's so much to dissect though.
Oh yeah, I heard some things. I heard like people are already saying that it looks like characters are CGI'd out, or something's been manipulated, or something like that. Like
Let's start there. Okay, perfect time to start. The shot that is like the shot of the trailer essentially is Spider-Man fighting ninjas. Okay, like that shot in the air where he's growing through, and then and it is confirmed like the ninjas of the hand are coming at him. Okay, he's fighting the hand in this movie. He's possibly fighting the Hulk. We see him fighting the Punisher. He's fighting Boomerang in his trailer. He's fighting Scorpion. He's fighting, He's fighting
very happy
Tarantula.
that Scorpion's back.
Absolutely, because you set it up many years ago that you're going back to that.
Yeah.
So awesome that you're coming around to it. We still didn't even, there's no tombstone in this trailer, and we know he's in the movie, you know?
Yeah.
Like, there is a shit ton going on here.
I wonder, is this going to be like a real street level Spider-Man? Like, we're going to get a couple of villains, but a couple of street level villains. Like, it's like, because like if you maybe Tombstone can't, and I'm not saying he can't. I'm just saying I'm speculating. Maybe someone like Tombstone can't be your big bad, but you also don't want to bring out like your Green Goblin yet, or whatever it is they're building to. So maybe they're doing like the Scorpion, the like kind of like what we saw in the Spider-Man cartoon that we covered, right?
Mhm.
Where it's these interconnected smaller villains. I wonder if that's what this movie is going for.
It might, but then we also have the thing that Keith David is possibly, it's not confirmed, possibly playing Kurt Connors. Like
Oh,
the Lizard.
oh,
Innocent
I
as
know, I
well.
know. Kurt Connors is holy shit. That
Yeah.
that's
I was more
I
spelling
like
that out for somebody who's doing it.
No, fair enough. Yeah, you're right. You know I know. Sorry.
Lab coat, probably purple pants, all of that.
God, I hope so. Give me the fucking purple pants. He's like, how come every time something human turns into a green monstrosity, it has purple pants on? In Marvel.
Probably a coloring issue back in the 60s or something like that. I mean, that's what I'm gonna guess. Is the green and the purple kind of like looked cool together.
Actually, that's probably the right answer.
It probably is. I swear to you, I didn't look it up. Like, I'm sure we can go down a rabbit hole and find out. But man, there is that. So I 100% think in that shot there, because we know Marvel loves to manipulate trailers.
Yes.
We've seen this just most recently in Spider-Man No Way Home. We saw them take out the other two Spider-Men in that shot, which is the shot is very similar to that. So my guess is Daredevil is probably in this shot, because I have a hard time believing that if the Hand is in the mix in New York City, Matt Murdock ain't sitting that out.
You know what? It's funny. I wasn't sure where you were going with this, only because I just assumed he was going to be in this.
He refuses.
You brought in you brought in the Hand. You brought in the Punisher. He was in the last one. It was his introduction back into the MCU, or official introduction into the MCU. He was Peter Parker's very good lawyer. Of course he's going to be in this, even if it's just a fucking cameo. He's absolutely going to be in this.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way. I don't believe anything that Charlie Cox is saying. I'm 100% Daredevil's in this movie. And you're right. Even if it's just to fight the Hand in that maybe section of it, whatever big of a portion they play in it, fine. You mentioned Frank Castle. So we also see him butting heads with Frank Castle, which by their interaction, they've obviously had a rapport at this point. They know exactly who the other one is. I mean, he doesn't know who Peter Parker is, Spider-Man.
They're not fighting each other.
Yeah, like really fighting each other.
Yeah.
Like, no. Like, I think the Punisher or whatever, 100% knows when he shoots Peter that he definitely, or shoots Spider-Man, he knows he can take it and gets him away from there. And I thought it was awesome the way they found a way to censor him and make it feel organic, no pun intended, when he's about to say mother and then he gets whipped right in the mouth to get him before he says the fucker part.
Yes, that I got a real laugh out of that, as you guys could see, because I was watching it with you.
So yeah, I love their chemistry and the things that we see in there as well. I mean, dude, he's going to Dr. Bruce Banner. Banner looks like he's teaching, like he's a professor again.
Yeah.
Like he's doing this. And also to note, he's not Smart Hulk.
No,
in that
he's Banner. Yep.
He's Banner. So I'm assuming we're going to get an explanation of how he's Banner, because the last time we saw him as Banner was in the post-credit scene in Shang-Chi.
That's right. That is correct.
So
Because
and
he can't, wait. Was Shang-Chi after or before She-Hulk?
before. So
Because we didn't see him as Banner in She-Hulk.
nope, not once. So
Oh,
the thing is, if you look at his right wrist in the trailer, he looks like he's wearing some sort of device. My guess is he has like an inhibitor where he's learned how to basically go become Banner when he wants to in Banner form, and he can go to Hulk form whenever he wants. But from what I'm under, the word around town basically is we're getting Savage Hulk in this. So he's going to lose control is going to be my guess.
wow. There's a lot going on in this movie. Like if you look at what's going on in the trailer and listen to what people are saying, this seems like a really fucking big movie.
It seems like a lot of shit going down in this. Another thing we got going on here, and there's debate online about it. So we see Peter waking up in webbing, and he doesn't know what's going on. And the voiceover that's in there mentions about the 3 life cycles of a spider.
Mm-hmm.
So he is basically cocooning as a spider, he's becoming, he's mutating and becoming more of a spider. Now,
Right.
we have that shot where he has like black eyes as well.
Oh.
So, now
You think we're setting up Venom?
Some are speculating that they're going to pay off with that symbiote thing, that little drop of symbiote that was left behind in the post-credit scene of No Way Home.
Right.
I am not so sure about that personally, though. I'm going to push back against it, unless that's. I mean, whatever you would. I mean, yeah, whatever you think is there. Do you think so?
My mind didn't go there. I didn't think that. I was just going to say that if it is, then that's really a lot in this movie. Like dangerously a lot. Like let's point out, as excited as we all might be to see Venom and Scorpion and Tombstone and all these guys, like what killed the Sony Spider-Man franchise was overstuffing it with villains and not giving them all their due. I don't want to see Venom in this movie. You've got 2 villains in this movie already. I want Venom nowhere near this.
Jason, we have 4 confirmed villains. Now they could be various degrees. Well, Boomerang, Tarantula, Scorpion, and Tombstone.
Yeah, all right. So I forgot about those first 2 that you mentioned. So yeah, 4 confirmed villains. I don't want Venom anywhere near this. Because when I get an MCU Tom Holland Venom, I want it done right. In my opinion, I have never gotten a proper Venom on screen, and I don't care what Eddie says. I hated those movies.
You're really pulling out all the tricks out of the bag tonight.
It's all coming tonight. It's been a while, all right?
Eddie, let's go ahead and pants some people down the street and put kick me signs on them.
Eddie, I have toilet paper to TP someone's house.
Eddie, let's go ring and run. So, all right, I'm of 2 things on this. Number 1, my mind did not go to Venom at all. To be
me neither.
honest with you, at all in the least. Where it did go, and I'm with more like the other, online theory. Actually, let's jump into Tim's question quickly because he's chiming in here. What's up, Tim?
Sure.
What if some other of our montage of villains he's battled since No Way Home? That is actually a really good point. I don't think.
Oh, okay.
Boomerang and Tarantula, yeah, I can get on board with you on that one for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think Scorpion though. I kind of have a feeling they've set him up already, so I think there will be a payoff.
And I think that would leave Scorpion and Tombstone as the villains. And I think if those are your 2 mains, those are good because I don't know if either one of them could carry their own movie as a villain.
No, but and I don't want to go down the path of it because I know there was a time where everyone was like jonesing for the Sinister Six. I don't know. I don't want to go there. Tim, I'm with your montage idea, or again, there's just minor battles in like maybe the beginning of the movie where we catch up with Peter And like I said, it could be a montage or it could just be some scenes, throughout it.
Yeah, I agree.
But regarding the cocooning and the webbing, so on one hand, yeah, my mind never went there. There is a story in which I actually own the graphic novel of. So if you want to borrow it, you can feel
Oh
free.
yeah.
It's called The Other. And in that story, Peter begins to, he doesn't go full like man spider, which is what some people are also kind of throwing at the wall there.
Oh, okay.
He more just starts to mutate and becoming more of a spider when he's kind of like left to his own devices, and he basically dies in that storyline, and he's killed by Morlun, who kind of like hunts down spiders and stuff like that. Like he basically goes after various eventually, because he's the main villain in the original Edge of the Spider-Verse and the Spider-Verse storyline in the comics. Again, not the movies, in the comics. Morlun basically goes in and sucks the life force out of spiders, spider beings, and Peter is one of them. And during this, he basically dies and ends up rebirthing, and that's when they talk about the life cycle and all the other stuff. And he comes back more powerful.
Okay.
Because he can't take down Morlun, because Morlun's way more powerful than him. So there is that concept that they could be adapting. Now, I don't think we're getting Morlun. I don't think they're throwing another villain in this movie.
Yeah.
I think they would just borrow the potential like body horror type concept of him
becoming maybe more of a spider.
Yeah, and it could be like due to his alone time, because the other thing is in the beginning of the trailer and a lot of this, we get depressed, broke Peter Parker.
Yes.
Like the Peter Parker a lot of us kind of know and love.
And I'll tell you something, the one thing my students were saying, spoiler free, was because a lot of them are like, all right, I'm not going to spoil it, but we're getting Peter Parker sad, and that looks good. Like, and it's true. It's like a shit on Peter Parker is the best kind of Peter Parker.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like the best Spider-Man stories are usually revolving around that. Like Marvel, in ways, hates their most popular character. The writers hate him because they put him through so much shit. They won't ever let him be happy for too long. And I think
he can't be. And the reason I think is for the same reason he's like so many people's favorite is because so many people identify with him. And if he was ever happy for too long, we'd stop identifying with him because it's unrealistic.
Yeah, because when you're reading Spider-Man comics and you know things are going well for Peter, you're just waiting for the other shoe to drop because you know shit's gonna get real bad real soon.
Yeah,
it's
he doesn't even get good turnouts in the What If comics. I own that What If Peter married Black Cat instead of Mary Jane. You'd think there'd at least be some good kinky times. No, man, it sucked. It broke his heart.
Yeah, it's always something, and I do think like that path started to be formed once. I mean, we get a taste of that in Homecoming, we get a taste of that in Far From Home, and then Peter really gets put through the shit in No Way Home. Like
with the death of Aunt May.
Peter,
Jesus.
He loses Aunt May, he loses his shit and everything like that. He starts going through it, and I think this is the genesis of that. And now, again, we're getting young adult Peter Parker, and this jives like exactly with what it is. And I think due to his isolation, he's kind of like watching MJ and Ned, like who don't know him. And again, the rules don't say he's not allowed to like reintroduce himself, but remember, like they have no memory of him whatsoever. Like Ned's high school years are probably Ned by himself doing all those things, which is kind of sad in its own right.
Absolutely. And that's the thing to remember. There are no rules here. It's not like he has to protect his anonymity. It's just, how do you convince someone that you were best friends with and this not even another timeline in this world that you just don't remember because of magic? how do you convince them of that if they haven't had the experiences they did with you?
Exactly. Now, what they know of like the Avengers and stuff like that, and the blip and everything from far, but they haven't had it like up close and personal.
Right.
Like, so it's kind of really interesting that aspect of it. But my guess is ultimately Peter feels like he can't just also go full on in, because I think now he kind of has that reset where he saw the danger they were both put in for knowing who he was. So he's kind of keeping it away from them to protect him.
I agree. And he lost Aunt May, and for the very same reason, right? Like Aunt May was someone who knew and who was on his side, and she died because of choices he made. And yeah, I think you're right. I think he probably could fess up, but doesn't because he's afraid, and that's why we see him kind of like, oh hey, I'm the neighbor, like, because he misses them, but he doesn't want to put them in danger.
Yeah, he'll dip his toe in the water, but he's not gonna like fully jump in, because I think that's my guess is gonna be that's why you're right, like he holds himself back. And then there's the other thing. So Sadie Sink of Stranger Things, she's in this movie. That's confirmed. The mystery surrounding who she's playing, the most popular theory is that she is the MCU Jean Grey. And yeah, exactly. Like I know what I already know what you're thinking. Another character in the film.
Right. Yeah.
But there, if that is, there is a couple of shots where people are being controlled and stuff. And there's the shot of someone's back who they kind of throw their hands up and have like a hood on and everything. That's believed to be Sadie Sink's Jean Grey. And that she's kind of like involved in this. We don't know to the extent. I'm kind of getting on board with the Jean Grey concept. I wasn't before. I kind of thought maybe she was either going to A, be Gwen Stacy, or B, Mary Jane Watson instead of MJ. Like, it's kind of interesting. Like, there's still nothing solidified, but yeah, the theory seems to be that Jean Grey is who she's playing, and then there's that shot where Spider-Man is getting pushed against a glass, and there is a blink and you miss it. There is a girl who does very much resemble Rogue in this.
Is that the one on the bus?
Yeah, she has like a white hair.
Yeah,
and she has like a green Jets thing. I don't know if I'm on board with that. That one I kind of think it might just be an Easter egg. Like, not really. You know what I mean? Like, it might be a fun Easter egg, or it might be completely wrong, and it is fucking Rogue. I mean,
yeah, I'm gonna have to see. I can't like. I kind of expect there to be some kind of nod to the X-Men because that is the next phase, but I can't imagine they're going to be like multiple ones that are integral to the plot in addition to all these other characters. Like, how long is this movie going to be? And if it's too long, it's going to lose us. And if it's not long enough, but it has all these characters in it, it's going to lose us. Like, so I'm hoping that it's an Easter egg or something, and I'm hoping a lot of what we're talking about are kind of just small things instead of big plot things.
Yeah, so I mean, I do think Sadie Sink they're not going to cast her because she's kind of like an up-and-coming actress as somebody who's inconsequential. So that I'll get that off the table immediately. Okay. Her being the new Jean Grey, I can definitely see that. There is a cool idea though, if all these things are the case, and this is all true, that they are building where the MCU is at this point. Like, we're in a fully populated Marvel universe now. Like, we don't have to really cherry pick, and we both know that in the Marvel universe, New York is extremely populated with heroes and
so populated that Daredevil himself, the Man in Red that we're covering later, is a superhero for a very small section of Manhattan. Yes. We're talking like, what, 8 blocks, if that, in Midtown?
Every 8 blocks needs their hero. There's no crime. So I don't know. Like, listen, if it is the case, and I don't know, the rogue thing, I'm not fully on board with. Like, I'm not saying it would be a bad thing. I just don't know if it's really true. Like,
Yeah,
I think it just might be a fun nod that they dressed up an extra there because I don't recognize the person, and I feel like if you're going to cast Rogue, you're going to cast someone. Like, but
I
I
mean,
don't know.
yes, but not necessarily. I mean, there's been casting where it's not exactly someone who you would have thought. Like, the MCU has taken chances on people as much as they also fucking stack their cast. So like Elizabeth Olsen wasn't huge when she got cast as Scarlet Witch, but
Fair enough.
she became huge. So I don't know. That's the thing about the MCU is I you don't know what the fuck's going on even when they give you a trailer because so much can be different and so much can change, and they go out of their way to mislead the audience.
Yep.
So who knows? Maybe day of, fucking Scorpion's a dream. Who knows? I don't think that's gonna happen. But you know what I mean? Like literally anything could happen.
No, you're right. So I don't know, but listen, it looks awesome. I have confidence that at this
I'm
point
in.
they're not going to truly overstuff things, right? Like we've seen the MCU have movies where people used to get worries about things being overstuffed, but then you see it and you're like, it all adds up. Like,
Yeah, no, and that's
they
it.
know how to handle it at this point.
I'm actually not critiquing the MCU. I'm critiquing all the rumors, going
Oh,
like,
for
I
sure.
don't know, like, yeah, like I don't like. I know the at this point until like after Guardians, I'm kind of like, all right, I got to give these ensemble pieces a chance. If that's what this is going to be, that's what this is going to be. So I'm not. I think if if all of these characters are in there, I'm sure the director is going to be able to juggle them. I just don't think that they will want to juggle all these characters. I guess that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
No, that's a fair point. I don't know. We'll see. That's just the first trailer that dropped. We will be getting another one. That's guaranteed. We'll see. My guess is they will highlight other characters that are in this movie that were not in this one. So, no, again, super excited. Can't get here soon enough. We got a lot of MCU to whet our appetite until then. But man,
That's right.
a new Spider-Man movie, tough to be more excited for. All right.
We good.
So then let's shift gears then to one of our TV shows of the week, Invincible, which is back on Amazon Prime Video, season 4, episodes 1 through 3, 1 through 4. 1 through 3 dropped together last week. 4 just dropped yesterday. So Jason, what's up? Like, what are your thoughts overall?
I don't know how this show keeps getting better. Like seriously, it just keeps getting better. I love all of these episodes. I'm sorry, go ahead, Ed.
No, it's a lot of fun, and I think what I liked about it is there's each episode kind of like highlights a different thing. It's like this definitely sets everything in motion. What I think where the season's going for.
It absolutely does, and I also think pacing wise, it does something really smart, where it starts you off with a big fucking battle, a big space battle, with some stuff, with some lore and story stuff peppered in, and then the second episode is almost all like background origin story, almost no fighting. And then the third episode again, you're in a fucking fight, and then the fourth episode, you're in hell. And it all furthers the arc of the season of which I adore this. Mark going, what kind of hero do I want to be? It's not just enough not to be Omni-Man. Like, who do I want to be? And I think that is such a brilliant thing to explore in this show at this point.
Which ironically, my takeaway from the first 4 has been this is kind of like Mark's journey through his Peter Parker black suit symbiote phase.
Yes, it is.
I personally got those parallels jump off the page at me.
It's
Because that's Spider-Man on the brain, but
it's Peter Parker black suit symbiote. If Peter Parker was aware of what was going on and didn't like it,
yeah,
but couldn't help himself. You know what I mean? Because Mark definitely wants people. He wants to be the hero.
Mhm.
He's just his father is Omni-Man, and every other Mark we've met in every other universe is evil. And he is already, and that's what this first episode is all about. This first episode, the whole reason it exists is for the last 5 minutes. Because it puts into motion, like, Mark wants to be good, but he doesn't know necessarily how to when being good jeopardizes the mission.
Yes, because when he runs into like the dinosaur guy who mutates and he like holds back from killing him, it's kind of like that's again that's now I don't know if it's because I had Spider-Man on the brain. I really do admit this, but it kind of felt like him, Spidey fighting Kurt Connors or the Green Goblin, right?
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, like I didn't know, like when he goes back to human form, and that's when Mark catches himself. But then the second time around, when we have those, the sequin things or whatever the hell I forget what they're called. Like they're taking people over, and then one of them like has themselves like wrapped around this guy, and he's clearly like it's either hey, everyone dies or he dies, and he's faced with that impossible choice, which we've seen in Batman comics, Spider-Man comics, like all of this. And
right.
he makes a choice.
It's the philosophical question, the trolley question, right? Like, do you, if you see a trolley coming or a train coming on a track, and there is 3 people tied to that track, you could hit a switch to move it, but by doing that, you will put it on a track with 1 person. By not doing anything, you kill no one, but 3 people die. If you take action, you actively kill 1 person, but if they're the only one who dies. And that is this to a T. And you're right. We've seen that in Batman. Like that's what the Killing Joke's about, or not the Killing Joke. That is what the beginning of Batman Returns is about, right? Where there's a whole moment with the Joker. Like if I just killed you, I would have saved all these people. I'm different now. And that's this moment here. And I think what's really smart about it is Cecil is that guy, right? And Cecil is the guy who makes those choices. And Cecil is not mad at Mark for making that choice. He just wants to be able to take the burden off of Mark because he knows that it weighs on him. And I think Mark's at a point where, yeah, he had to do that. And I don't think you could argue that, right? Like, what are you going to do? You're going to let the Cichlids kill humanity, or you're going to kill an innocent? And even the shopkeeper, the guy who makes, and I love this scene, the guy who makes the outfits, he's
Mark
like,
Hamill.
well, no, if that, yes, Mark Hamill, says, hey, you know what? If that ever happens to me, please, yeah, kill me. Don't let me destroy humanity. He says something like that, and it's like, yeah, I think who wouldn't say that? Mark, of course, made the right choice. And Mark Hamill says to him, too, do you know who never came in here and asked me about if he made the right moral decision? And it really brings up, and this is like, again, like I know I talk through this lens a lot, but this really is exploring like generational trauma. Like, his father was this figure who was both feared and loved, powerful and good, but also evil, who abused him and ran and then abandoned him. And he's trying really hard not to be him.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you always second guess yourself. But the fact that you're second guessing yourself means that you're not that. And the fact that this cartoon or animated show took the moment for those character beats, that's why I fucking love this show.
Yeah, it's it's a really smart show, a really well written show, and I didn't read the Invincible comic, even though I'm pretty sure I had read that there's going to be a Spider-Man Invincible crossover in the comics
Okay.
that I'm going to have to pick up because
I'm gonna have to too.
I've been parachuting in to actual buying of comic books over the last year or so. So because I just did it earlier today because yesterday there was a Superman Spider-Man #1 that dropped, and
Ooh,
of
okay.
course there's 20 something covers, and there's a DC version of it, and then Marvel's version comes out next month. They'll have another 20 covers.
Okay.
So, but the thing is, it is 2 different stories though by different writers.
Okay,
Which
no,
is
that's pretty interesting. That's
Yeah, because
cool.
last year they did the Batman Deadpool the same way. So they got me for 7 covers because that's how it goes. But
Of course.
yeah, but I'm just there's a lot of smart questions that this show asks, especially in this season surrounding Mark, like you had said, this internal struggle he's had since actually choosing to kill someone, the deal with his father that's going on here, and then, and again, I know we're like jumping around all over the place now. So
Yeah, well, let's do it. I mean,
Eve is pregnant, not planned, so now Mark's gonna have that on his plate as well as Eve is dealing with her own shit with her powers not working.
Yep.
After
And they're
she
running
was
a
kinda, like,
business
brought
together.
back. Yeah, they have Invincible Inc. now, which is an interesting way because now Oliver's part of Invincible Inc. and Eve's powers ain't working, so she's kind of like taking a step back, and then Invincible's having his struggle with everything.
And the Invincible Inc. and Oliver really bring in a nice. I think this is the second part of the second episode because I think we'll save the Viltrumite stuff. I think for last, right? I think that's we're jumping around, but we get a return to some fan favorites from the last couple seasons: the Stone guy, the Rock guy,
Titan.
Yep, and the old Asian guy who turns into the dragon, and Mecha Head or
Machine
Head. Or, that's it, Machine Head. And so Machine Head is trying to get. Well, you find out at the end he's trying to get both of these people back to the table, so everyone's under his reign again. But he pretty much says that the dragon's back. He's coming for you, Rock guy. Someone tries to hurt him when his family's around. You see him like he kills this guy. There's an assassin who tries to use his family as leverage, and he was defending himself up until that, and then he fucking straight up murders this guy. That's important because then he contacts Invincible Inc. He gets Oliver. Oliver insists that he'll help him because he wants Invincible because that's how he fought the dragon last time. Oliver seasons the dragon. He's in over his head. He calls Invincible. Invincible comes in. The dragon gets defeated. He almost kills the Rock guy, saying word for word what the Rock guy says to the assassin he kills. This is what happens when you mess with my family. And the only reason he doesn't is because Oliver's like, and this is Oliver who murdered the clone twins, our favorites. Rest in peace.
Yes.
Stops and says, "Please stop," and it's the only thing that stops Mark. And I think that is such an interesting way of showing like Mark is mirroring the most honorable of his villains who were still evil in certain ways, but he's starting to look like his villains now, and I think that's such. But they never say that. It's never spelled out. It's put out there for us, and I love that.
Yeah, and Titan barely survives that, and that's what makes him go back to the Order, because he's like, dude, Invincible almost fucking killed me, and he wants to go after Invincible now.
Yep.
He wants protection, so now like that's back on the table now. I did like the way that we kind of revisited some characters from previous seasons who are kind of being brought back into the fold, because like we were kind of talking about with Spider-Man in the last segment, is that you're building the world. This is all
Yes.
world building that's there. So these characters don't just like vanish and go into thin air. Like they are actively around at any moment and can come back and are probably like actively trying to plot against the hero, who's also dealing with his own shit.
Right.
So,
Or just doing their own thing, and then
yes.
there's overlap,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
like that's the thing. Rock Guy didn't do that on purpose.
No.
Like he didn't mean to. He needed protection. He kind of just did what he did in the third season that worked for him. Except this time, Invincible's in a different place in his life, and he unwittingly involved his brother. He didn't know Oliver was his brother, and I mean maybe he did, but if that was spelled out, it was also spelled out with I can do this and I have his powers. So I think that's interesting too.
Well, yeah. Well, he called Invincible Inc. expecting Mark to show up, and then
Exactly.
Oliver shows up because Mark was busy. And remember, like Titan didn't want him at the point,
Yeah.
and like he had to convince him, like, hey, yeah, like you said, I got Mark's powers, so I'm just as strong as him. So just point me in the right direction and let's go. So,
but I just think it's really interesting how that played out. I love that episode. I think that's the strongest episode of the four.
Yeah, I agree. And then, do you want to do episode 4? Or do you want to get into 2 now?
So no, all right, let's talk. So then the rest of episode 2 is the Viltrumite stuff. That's very important. We see Nolan's history, his past. We see that he has a list of possible. I'm putting this in quotations. Possible weapons to use against the Viltrumites, because essentially anything the Viltrumites even suspected they were, vulnerable against, they murdered.
Yes.
And some of this was just like wild animals that maybe had a toxin on their back, right? Like that was the creatures that the toxin in the carcass. The other creatures that almost killed them when they removed the thing that blocked out the sun, which literally was just something about them that's how you find out that the Viltrumite with one arm lost his arm.
Mm-hmm.
And so you essentially see Nolan's past. You see him pretty much as the instructor, as someone who is instilling all these Viltrumite qualities. Then people start to get sick. People start to die. We find out like 98% of the population of Viltrumite was wiped out by this very specific biological weapon. Nolan was spared. His family was not. His family who tried to kill him, because we did see that on his coming out day, where you've got to survive the beating of your life from your family or you die. That's it, because they'll kill you. And so we really see how he came to Earth, and he says something interesting to Alan the alien, where he's like, Alan's like, so you went to Earth. Why did you guys still continue trying to take over planets? And he goes, well, no, the issue was we weren't just trying to take over planets. We needed to rebuild our people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was really interesting. And he asked him, well, what would you have done if Mark never got powers? You just would have left? And Omni-Man goes, I don't know.
Yeah, because
he was really interesting.
Yeah, he was. We find out that Nolan wasn't just sent to conquer Earth. He was also sent to. Oh man, I was hitting you with the past there too. What was?
Go get it on with human women. You're right.
Interspecies erotica is what was on the docket apparently from Nolan.
He was tasked with carrying out the Captain Kirk objective.
Bang everything.
Yeah. Bang to meet strange new life forms. Bang them. Impregnate them.
Bang everything.
Bang everything.
Have to. Yeah, no, we find out. Yeah, that was kind of like his part of his mission, which is kind of nuts. And speaking of getting it on, when they're in the ship.
And speaking of Star Trek, by the way.
All right, so I'm sure that was like hitting me right in the head, and that's what I really wanted to ask you about.
Oh,
clearly,
that was 100% a nod to the Next Generation with the Patrick Stewart looking alien, and his name might have been
Data.
Downloads a Data Warg instead of Worf.
Yeah.
The fact that the guy who played Worf, Michael Dorn, is in this show. He's Battle Beast.
Yeah.
I was expecting more, like, I was expecting this to become a fucking Gargoyles the Animated Series reunion with all of the Star Trek people I thought were going to pop up on this episode, even in just cameos.
No, the never-ending Walking Dead reunion is what really keeps going on in the show, because it really does never end. But Robert Kirkman being behind Invincible as well.
Of course.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Of course.
But yeah, them being on that beat-up version of the Enterprise and Cruddy 1, and then like they're basically in between every mission, Alan is banging and Nolan can't sleep. And
it's so funny, and there's a moment because Alan actually doesn't know this, that they're not doing it intentionally. He's just like, it's this woman. They're together. They're fucking. They were put in the same room. But there's a moment when they're doing one of these missions, trying to collect or look at one of these species that Nolan was supposed to have eradicated, and he lets Alan get hurt just a little bit more than he should. Alan's like, "Are you mad at me for something?" And Nolan goes, "No. Why would you ask?" And it fucking sharp cuts to the and Nolan with the pillows, and it's like oh my god, it's so funny. And then when Nolan finds out that there are like hundreds of other rooms, and the captain is like, "Oh, I thought you were into a throuple. I'm so sorry. I thought you wanted to share a room." That whole thing was absolutely hilarious. And part of the genius of this show is that a season or two ago, if you told me that there was going to be some sort of hilarious storyline with Nolan and Alan the alien and a Star Trek Next Generation parody, I would have told you, what the hell show are you talking about? Yet we're here. Yeah. Right. I did not know this is where we were heading all those years ago when we started the show. But that's what I say. Well, how does the show keep getting better? It just keeps getting better. Yeah, and also during their mission, like when they're trying to find what kind of reminded me of like Harry Potter in a way, like they're trying to get the Horcrux to defeat Voldemort or something like that. Yeah. yes. They're looking for Battle Beast. They are actively looking for him. They can't find him quite yet, but yep. But he's going to be in the mix. We know that. Yeah. But yeah, so I love that stuff. And then, what's the other important stuff we need to cover? Nolan finds out that the betrayer is the Viltrumite that's been helping Alan the alien. Peter Cullen. Find the betrayers. Who's that? It's voiced by Peter Cullen, Optimus Prime. Oh yes, that's right. Dude, the voice casting in this is amazing. It is nuts. It really is. So Nolan finds out that this guy is the betrayer, who was a guy who killed the Viltrumite leader, and that's how this episode starts, pretty much with Nolan giving that lesson and about to execute a child who got her facts wrong. Yeah. Crazy. But then the betrayer says, like, well, I only did that because I thought it would free our people. If we killed the evil tyrants, we would be better. We just got worse. And Nolan, I got to tell you something, by the by, I sent the presence that was the genetic virus that wiped us all out. And Nolan's going to fucking kill him. And he goes, if you feel I need to die for that, then you need to do that. But our people were evil and they needed to be stopped. And I love that because this whole episode is part of Nolan's redemption arc. Like he refused. He says, "I'm not joining the war." Everyone watching knows he's going to join the war.
Exactly.
We just want to see how he gets there, and this is part of it. Because by not killing the betrayer, he kind of lets go of that. And he does say, like, this is hard for me. These are my people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's such great character work. And I really want to, like, shout out J.K. Simmons. He's amazing in this.
He really is. And then, there once he kind of like gives in, like, well, I mean, we're gonna kind of need your son too, and because you damn well know they're gonna come for your son.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
he's gonna need us. He's gonna need us too. They already did.
Because Nolan says, I don't want to get involved. They're like, yeah, he's already involved. And we almost forgot this. I almost forgot this. We talked about what a bad idea it was to leave Conquest alive.
Yep.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan himself, the one-armed bandit,
Mm-hmm.
he fucking escapes that prison in like seconds of waking up.
Yeah, which I mean, we knew.
Which of course he did.
Oh, yes, exactly.
And that Mark wanted to kill him, and Mark was right.
Yeah, he would have been absolutely justified in that.
Mm-hmm.
But no, of course, Cecil and the government, they want to, play games over here.
Yep.
No, not good.
So all right. So that's the second episode. Third episode's we'll go over it quickly. I don't want to spend too much time because we got a lot more stuff to cover. Third episode, we get a revisit from. That's when we find out Eve is pregnant. We already covered that. We get a revisit from the aliens that their time is off from ours.
Oh yeah, that's true. Like they come back to invading, and they have like the big hole that opens up, and that music starts playing and stuff like that. Meanwhile, every time they get defeated and the hole closes, then they recalibrate and they come back and they try to come back stronger and everything like that. And they have these devices that they like hold the time for them and all this other shit. Yeah, it's pretty wacky.
It's crazy, and it's a nod to like I think the third episode of the first season. So it's kind of fun to see them brought back. But if you remember the last time, they do say this. Like, yeah, we bleeped them last time because Omni-Man went through the portal and convinced them not to bother us again.
Yeah.
But Omni-Man's not here anymore. And I think that's it. And I remember that episode. He fucking decimates that world.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason it's important is because the robot kid, who we now know as...
he's Rex now.
Rex now, yes. Because, man, I did miss Jason Manzukis.
Rex Flode is awesome.
Rex Flode, I miss him. But Rex and the shape-shifting girl go in there to, like, shut down their defenses, and they get stuck there. Which I think that's a badass moment. Beast Girl, thank you.
Yeah.
That's a badass moment for one of those aliens, because he gets shot, and he gets fucking thrown down, and he drags himself through the gate and shoots the gate closed to trap them there, essentially cutting them in half. I'm like, I don't know, man. If I was an alien in their army, I'd be like, yeah, go that guy.
Yeah, right. So we have a bunch of heroes that are stuck in that world now.
Mm-hmm.
Which they're gonna have to go back and get them at some point. I mean, part of the Guardians of the Globe.
Yeah. So I think that'll be interesting. That'll be fun to see how that plays out. There is a new leader of the Guardians. There's not much there. I don't want to delve too much into that. They haven't done much with it.
Yeah.
We got 4 episodes to cover, so I just wanted to point that out. And then the last episode we get was really interesting, and I guess it really does hit home thematically what Mark is going through. So, Mark is essentially called to hell by Satan, and the demon who we saw last season. Like, I forget what did he do for them?
He's an investigator. He's a detective.
That's right. It's like a noir detective, voiced by Clancy Brown. he's definitely kind of Hellboy-ish.
Oh, for sure.
And he needs help because Satan, who voiced, wait, did you catch who voiced Satan?
Of course.
I mean,
He
Hail
was
of the
playing him
King,
like Ash.
baby.
He was playing him
Yes,
like
he
Ash,
was.
essentially.
He was. He was. I loved it. I
I
loved
didn't
it.
care. I didn't give a shit one bit. I'm here for it.
No, I absolutely loved it. I actually, in college, I wrote a screenplay starring where Satan, uh, does something, whatever, it doesn't matter. He's a midlife crisis and leaves hell. But I wrote that part for Bruce Campbell, so seeing him as Satan in this was awesome. But
He was
essentially,
phenomenal.
he was fantastic. So eventually, you find out that they use Omni-Man's blood to get Mark. They essentially say, "Look, yeah, what you know is half right. Yeah, there are devils and demons. That's us. You know me. I've helped you. I'm the Noir. I'm Hellboy up there. This is Satan, but it's not what you think. See, they were like, and this is like Golden Age Marvel shit, right? Like there are 5 or 7 ages of man or ages of Earth or whatever. And we were the 5th age, and everything that came after us was so much worse. And we love torturing things. So we decided to torture the evil down here to allow the next age, which is humanity, to flourish. So essentially, you hate us, but we are the reason that you are able to survive. And that is not a lie, that is the truth, because what they're asking Mark to fight is a fucking fire demon that cannot be destroyed, that has stated, we're going to kill Satan, take over his realm, and then go up and destroy Earth.
Yes, and there's a lot of philosophical things that are discussed in this episode that go pretty deep, way deeper than they probably had any business doing. But like, yeah, you mentioned a lot of it because Mark asks us about a heaven, and they're like, "Listen, Darkblood's like, dude, no, why would that make that doesn't make sense? Like, why would there be? Because I mean, if you guys were all good and all little angels, then wouldn't you be heaven then? Like, it's doesn't philosophically, it makes absolutely no sense. And like, we're not down here punishing you guys and stuff like that and all of that crap. Basically, like, really turns all of Mark's beliefs and common beliefs to an extent, like on its head. And it raises some interesting questions that are there. And especially my favorite part of the episode was that, and also when they're in the free fall in the bottomless pit.
Yeah,
that's not bottomless. That's just really
oh my
really
God.
deep.
That was so good.
When he's asking him about his armor, and there's a whole deep discussion about it, and Mark is perplexed by this thing.
It was so funny. Mark was being kind of a dick too. Like, your armor was designed to disappear when you speak. Yes. Why? It's hard to understand through the armor. Couldn't you have just put like a microphone in there or something? It's so ridiculous. And while this is happening, they're falling, and Mark is holding him, and he goes, "We have a while. You can just let me go." And they're having this exchange, and Mark's kind of being a dick, but it's so neutral. They're both so neutral that it just reads as this matter-of-fact interaction, and that's capped with Hellboy pretty much at the end going, "You can grab me now."
Yes. Like, yeah, I need you to do that because I don't want to die. That was the whole point of this whole thing. That we were
so good. It was so good.
And when they get down there at that pit and they get the crown for Satan and they give him the crown, the way he's like, "Yeah, I'm back, baby, yeah, woo!"
Yeah.
Like, he's like, that's where I was like, "This is Ash." Like,
absolutely.
100%.
Okay, we don't love Bruce Campbell because he's the best actor in the world. We love Bruce Campbell because Bruce Campbell is awesome.
Exactly. Because Bruce Campbell is Bruce Campbell, and that's that. That's
it.
That's what I want him to be.
He just needs to bring his Ash energy to whatever he does, and he's great.
Exactly. Yeah. So there is there's a lot of that in there. I mean, you're right. Like, there's a lot of connections to Mark and what he's going through. Like you mentioned before, like he's wrestling with his internal demons, essentially.
Right.
Whether
And what
he's
this
the killer or not, too.
and what this episode brings up is something Mark didn't think about is, well, maybe our violent nature can be harnessed to do the right thing. Because Satan is very clear. Like, we're not heroes. We like to torture things. We are sadists.
Mhm.
But we use it for our own thing, to help you. And that's kind of what Mark's going through. Like, well, I'm like Omni-Man. I could be dangerous. I have it in me to be the guy who kills someone innocent to save the world. And I'm not okay with it. And what this episode is saying is that there is that spectrum in heroism. And I think that's why this episode exists, because Mark needs to understand his version of heroism is a darker version, much like Satan's. And in this world, I'm not talking religiously,
Yeah.
don't come at me. In this world they set up, Satan is very much a hero to Earth, despite his internal darkness. I won't say evilness, because I don't think it's evilness in this,
Yeah.
but darkness.
And by the end of it, because in the beginning Mark tries to turn in his suit, and basically he goes back after this whole thing and decides, he's going to go ahead and go back to his old yellow and blue suit. He goes and gets that back, and he's kind of feeling pretty good and pretty confident by the end of this thing. And then it was just crazy to me how, like, I was just waiting for it to happen, because you knew Nolan was going to show up with Alan at some point. It was just a matter of And obviously, as the episode's playing on, I know you knew this is how the episode's going to wrap up, essentially. Like, this
Of
is
course.
And yeah, as Eve is about to tell him that she's pregnant, or they're pregnant, however you want to phrase it. Yeah, Dad's back with Alan, and he's like, sorry, man, this is the only way to do it, but we need you to come with us. And that's more. That's where the episode ends. But I still want to reiterate this. I still can't stand my one critique of this show is the freaking mid-credit. Not even mid-credit. It's just
for me. It's just part of the show. Like,
it is
I
part
don't
of
even.
the show.
I don't even consider it a mid-credit. It's just part of the show.
Just stop with it. It annoys me every single time it happens, because I'm like, dude, it's pointless. Yeah, we find out Dark Blood is back and he's doing his detective thing, but of course now Satan, wants to go ahead and come back and see the sun and all the other stuff he's talking about here.
Which I guess we'll see. Maybe Satan turns out to be evil after all. We don't know.
More often than not, I would probably say this.
Look, I don't. Come on. This is what Granny's all about. Trying to figure out if Satan is evil.
Exactly.
If Granny's can't do that, what can we do?
What are we doing? What are we doing here? I don't know. All right, so yeah, I would say, man, Invincible off to a great start, and I mean, we're at the midway point because there's only there are 8 episodes, so.
Oh, we're almost done.
Yeah, all the Amazon Prime shows are all 8 episodes.
Shit, I'm always surprised by that, but yeah, you're right.
And you know what it is? It's because they dropped the first 3 at once, so they very much accelerate the whole thing.
That's what it is. They shouldn't do that.
I agree. I would. They should do the once a week thing, and that's it, and kind of like just let it marinate, each episode marinate. Besides our purposes, I just prefer it that way. I like to have a nice conversation and speculate and all the other shit.
And I think if I was able to see that second episode by itself and marinate for a bit, I think it would have hit better.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so then we will keep the ball rolling, and that's right. On Disney Plus, we got Marvel back with Daredevil: Born Again Season 2, Episode 1, which dropped on Tuesday night. Your text to Rick and me this morning was,
I mean,
just the truth.
it's true. We're four seasons in, 5 seasons in.
This is technically
So
season 5. Yeah.
so it's technically season 5. It was this weird reboot that wound up not being a reboot. Like nothing indicated that this should be as good as it was. But holy shit!
Yeah. Listen, anyone who had questions whether Disney and Marvel Studios taking the reins on the Netflix Daredevil series.
See the bone.
Yeah, exactly. It's just not there. Like it's
I
awesome.
I saw Daredevil break that, or no, I don't know, was that Daredevil? No, yeah, it was Daredevil. I saw Daredevil break that guy's bone. You get like a snap in the elbow there, and I was like, and it was a flash, but I was like, did I just see that on a Disney show? And then you saw some blood. I'm like, oh my god, anyone who thought that this was going to be Disneyfied, I actually think they're going out of their way to go, no, 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 let me show you.
Yeah, this is definitely an R-rated, super hyper violent show. I mean, they're not pulling back anything. All right, so I guess we can do it by more or less the characters that involve us, because there are a lot of storylines for a lot of characters in this even in this episode that like definitely much serves as like a jumping off point for this season. So it opens up with BB, the BB report. She's going ahead, and we see a video posted that basically looks like it's Wilson Fisk propaganda, right? New York's the better than back and better than ever, baby, and all this other shit and yada yada, and all the streets are cleaned up and blah 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 blah. And yeah, I mean that video's out there, but then later in the episode, when we catch up with BB, we get this like V for Vendetta parody of that, which is clearly BB basically, playing two sides of it. She's got kind of like her hero mask going on when she needs to, because we got somebody who's like got a rubber face and impersonating Wilson Fisk and telling it all like it is.
It's funny because yes, absolutely V for Vendetta vibes, but because she kind of breaks in on like the broadcast and she's kind of illegally broadcasting this, it actually reminded me of a real case that happened in the 80s. Are you familiar with Max Headroom, right?
Yeah, of course.
So in the 80s in Middle America, someone was able to this day, no one knows who it was. Someone was able to hijack a signal for TV, and they showed up in a very similar looking Max Headroom mask and like suit, and very similar with the movements and the such. And it was essentially just like it lasted like a minute or two, maybe. You can find it's on YouTube. You can find it.
Okay.
But the look of it and the fact that it was an interrupted broadcast, it kind of made me think. I wonder if this was also partially to kind of influence that. And that specific thing was also that was someone trying to like upset the status quo and say things are not what you think they are. So.
Yeah.
I think also there might be that level, but I think you're right. The V for Vendetta is also definitely there.
Yeah, I was getting those vibes from it. But then throughout the episode too, like BB meets with Karen because we know that they're working together and stuff like that. And Karen's in a scene, she's like, "Listen, just be careful, watch out, because the manipulators are the easiest ones to be manipulated." And she just wants to know who's working who, because she's her informant clearly who she's working with this and playing both sides of this, knowingly, because she fully believes that Karen's, story of, hey, Fisk killed her uncle. Like, no doubt about it. but in that scene, she also says, "Hey, you know, like Karen says, like I have a guilt. She's carrying on a guilt, and that she wants to help BB because Ben died protecting her. So, there is that, and definitely like brings a new light to their relationship there. And also why BB's motivation to take down Fisk, to kind of get revenge for her, for her uncle, because that was the person who killed him. So yeah, so we have that, and then also I guess the next thing we could jump to is, Daredevil. When we catch up with him, he's taking down this freighter that's smuggling in weapons for Fisk, because in the last season we found out like he has these ports in Red Hook that he's gonna smuggle shit and do all his dirty shit for. And Daredevil in his awesome black suit, I want to add.
Oh yeah, that was great.
With the DD right on front of it, which is like awesome. That's when he brutally beats the shit out of these guys. And with the scene you were referring to, when he has like, we see like an elbow ripped out and all this other stuff, like a forearm. Like he goes to town on these guys. And then the captains of it are talking, and they're like, listen, we got to sink this shit because, they work for Fisk. They don't want to deal with him, or, they know what's going to happen. So out of fear of Fisk, they try to sink the thing. They both survive. And then, obviously Daredevil survives as well. And part of the video from that takedown is used in BB's video from the surveillance thing there, to let everyone know, hey, Daredevil is doing his thing, more or less, even as labeled as like do-gooder and stuff like that, like out in Fisk. So I thought that was all pretty awesome. And connected with that, when they need to get more information, Matt and Karen have a conversation. We find them living above Josie's, in an abandoned Josie's, and they're training and all this other stuff, and they're kind of like really hiding underground. But Matt asked Karen to call her contact, which is Jessica Jones. I mean, that's who gets the information from him. So that's exactly how she gets looped into this. That's 100%. Yeah.
Ring me Kristen Ritter.
My guess is we're getting her next week. I think she's right into it. Because we're getting episodes 2 and 3 next week. So.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, my guess is that's when we're getting Jessica Jones, because she's obviously been looped into this thing, and now we know how she's connected. But Fisk clearly knows that Daredevil's involved in this without even seeing the footage yet.
He doesn't need it.
No, he doesn't need any of that crap. But then he sees the footage and just kind of confirms it. Another cool Easter egg in here is when we meet Matthew Lillard's character, Mr. Charles.
Yeah, I liked him. I don't know his backstory, so I'm interested to hear it. But that was, and I had to say, like, that was a great character. And I had to say, like, is that Matthew Lillard? Like, I had that conversation with myself.
Who, last time we did a show, I recently saw he has an appearance in Scream 7.
He's still alive?
No, he's not.
Oh, okay.
It's part of the stupidity of the movie, but
okay, fair enough.
Yeah, like you had a clever thing and they kind of shit the bed on it. But
okay.
Yeah, so he's back in this, and he seems to be in a couple, like Matthew Lillard seems to have kind of like somewhat of a resurgence going on the last couple of years. So that's kind of cool.
I've always liked him.
Yeah. He shows up to talk to Fisk. Abruptly, he gets a phone call. The phone call is from Val, by the way, who's kind of still up to her shit that's going on here. Remember last time we saw her was in Thunderbolts, and she was, outed. And well, actually, she's kind of like being puppeteered by the new Avengers at the moment.
Yeah.
So she's obviously onto some shady shit here with the weapons and stuff like that. Her whole plan hasn't been fully developed, but that's who he's talking to on the other line when he syncs his phone, his burner phone and stuff. And that's when he bursts into the room where Fisk is meeting with the lieutenant governor and that phone call comes in, it's Val on the other end, who's basically
Okay, I
telling
didn't know
them
that.
to back down and to just be the quote unquote oversight for Fisk, to kind of like tell him to get in line. So she's pulling strings behind this as well. So I'm really curious to know if we do get some sort of cameo by Julia Louis-Dreyfus in this season. It'll be interesting if there's a do or don't in that.
If we do, I hope she dances.
The Elaine dance, you want the
I want the Elaine dance. I want.
yeah. Yeah. So that's basically what happens here. So they kind of get in line, and the crazy thing is, like, Fisk is running his whole Safer Streets initiative, and it's to the extreme. Like,
Oh yeah.
We find out he hasn't ran it past the governor. He hasn't ran it past anybody. He's just doing whatever the hell he wants, however he wants. And he's got BB pushing the propaganda machine, but also taking down the propaganda machine, saying that the streets are safer than ever. The vigilantes are the enemy. We rounded up all these guys. There's going to be all these trials. The vigilante trials get name dropped a couple of times throughout the episode. And it's wild. Like, there's nobody checking Fisk except for Matt and Karen at this point.
And you essentially have his Gestapo, which, I'm sorry, I don't know, I don't care about politics. They're coded as ICE agents.
Yeah, and I know the writer of the show came out a couple of days ago and was just like, listen, if there's similarities there, it is what it is,
But it is.
Again, they're a unit in this show, they're a unit of the NYPD that is being tasked to take down vigilantes, and they're doing by any means necessary.
Yeah, and you even have that moment where you got the guy who is going to torture the Bladesman. What's that guy's name?
Swordsman.
Or am I conflating two things?
Yeah, you are, because Swordsman, when we see him, who was from Hawkeye and he was in season 1 Born Again, he is being a psych evaluation by Dr. Glenn, who was Matt's his ex-girlfriend, who was almost murdered by Muse last year, and somehow walked away saying that she saved herself and not Daredevil. So, kind of funny when she's doing the psych evaluation to Swordsman and asking him all these questions, and he's shutting it down. She's writing completely bullshit on the paper, and one of the things she writes is delusional. And I'm like, lady, if anyone knows delusional, you will definitely know delusional.
Because she also keeps seeing, like, Muse in the background. Is that Muse or like the?
No, that's Muse. That she has PTSD from her encounter with Muse. Whether it's being partially because she's buying her own bullshit about saving herself and not Daredevil saving her. Meanwhile, she's participating in these psych evaluations for the vigilante trials that she's fudging for the DA.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's partially fueled by guilt also. Over what she's doing and carrying out.
I am really curious where they're going with her character. Because at some point the DA does say, like, hey, if you just answered this way on this question, it'd be easier. And you literally see her erase it and exit out, like you said, fudging the numbers. It's like, where is this going?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like, clearly Fisk is, like we said, unchecked in his power. He's doing whatever he wants. He's got his Gestapo anti-vigilante task force doing whatever his bidding is, besides taking down vigilantes. Because the other thing you were kind of mentioning is they go out hunting for the two survivors, the captain of the boat from the beginning of the episode. And they're hunting them down everywhere. They go to this restaurant in Astoria, and they beat the piss out of this woman there. And yeah, like, they're just doing whatever they want whenever they want. They're trying to track them down. And Matt shows up to that restaurant later on And he's like him and Karen, because we see Karen in a store, like they're in disguise. She's wearing wigs and shit like that because they got to watch every step here because Fisk has everyone in his pocket trying to take them down. Yeah, he even says like, "Hey, just point me in." Matt says, "Point me in the right direction, and I'll find them." Not outing himself, but it's like point Daredevil essentially in the right direction because I'm gonna take these motherfuckers down.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I was just saying, yeah, so during the interrogation, they do track the guy down. The AVTF tracks one of the guys down in that restaurant. They take him and they start interrogating him. And the main cop we see is beating the piss out of him. And then Buck shows up and like tells the guy to back off and kind of takes some shots with him in front of the guy to kind of like ease him, I think.
Yeah.
And then in the most
and he says to him,
yeah.
he said to him, you enjoy your job a bit too much.
Uh-huh.
And I thought that was what I was trying to get up for. That was interesting.
That was interesting. Because then he takes his shots at him, eases him down, and the guy's just the dude, I just want to go home. Like, I did what Fisk told me to do. Like, that's that. Can I just go home? He's like, yeah, I think I could arrange that for you, and puts a bullet right in the back of his fucking head.
Yeah, that was rough.
Buck is brutal, man.
Yep.
Yeah, so we have that, but then throughout the episode, Matt goes to Cherry, and he confides in him, and we see Cherry talking to McDuffie there because we realize Matt is missing from work. Like Matt Murdock is missing. Like
right.
Nobody knows where he is. Cherry's not giving it up, and Daredevil's wanted at the same time.
Because Fisk knows who he is, so
yeah, he knows
exactly
exactly.
Has to be missing. Yeah,
exactly. He can't risk any of that crap. But then we see Cherry starts looking into things, and then he gets a visit from the AVTF at the end in his apartment, and they're beating the crap out of him and interrogating him, and Daredevil shows up, saves him, right? Is kind of saving him, but then hears his heartbeat going.
He's about to have a heart attack.
He's about to have a heart attack, but then it starts giving him flashbacks of Foggy the night he died.
Yeah, as a fucking crazy scene.
It was sad. And then that distracts him enough where they get the upper hand on him. And they take him down. They take Daredevil down and they unmask him. And they find out who he is. But then a sniper, bang, 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 takes them all out. And a knife gets thrown in.
Knife.
The knife says, "You're welcome," with a bullseye on it.
Yep.
So all hell's breaking loose everywhere. Every which way you can go in this.
Yep. And you know what? He was in last season. It makes sense.
Oh, yeah, there was no question that Bullseye wasn't going anywhere.
And I kind of love that he's on Matt's side because he's a different Bullseye than we're used to.
Yeah. And
so this will be good.
Yeah, and he knows, like, Bullseye's gotten into some shit with fucking Fisk at this point.
Yep. Yeah, well, they had that last third season, right? That was what it was about. It was about Fisk manipulating him and him kind of fighting back. So I'm glad I'm really glad that the salient points of the last 3 seasons are not forgotten.
No, this show very much adheres to everything that was set up by the Netflix portion of the series, for sure. But I'll say the Netflix series, because this is definitely like a sequel series.
Yeah.
To that.
Absolutely.
So, another observation, by the way, there was a scene where Fisk and Vanessa, they have a meeting with Mr. Charles, and Vanessa and Mr. Charles are kind of like getting into it. And I can see Fisk. I think he's going to kill Charles. I'm going to call it right now. I think he's killing Charles by the end of the season.
Okay.
Because he disrespected Vanessa. I absolutely think that, like, I thought he wanted to do it there, but he's like, I'm Mayor Fisk, like, to an extent,
Yeah.
I do need to, like, plus whatever his connection is with who Mr. Charles works for, with like Val and stuff, that still is to be revealed. Because I just kind of got the feeling Fisk was clearly holding back, and I think by his facial expressions, he was processing, not just reaching over and murdering this guy. Like,
Agreed.
that.
No, I agree. I agree.
So, plus, if Vanessa doesn't like you, then yeah.
Vanessa doesn't like you. I'm gonna put you in a cage and make you watch me eat steak.
You embarrassed me in front of Vanessa. An interesting observation, though, tying back to our first segment, though. Just gonna throw this out there, and again, due to rights stuff, it's not gonna happen. The Anti-Vigilante Task Force has to be after Spider-Man. They have to be.
Oh, for sure, right? Well, why couldn't that happen? Like,
supposedly there's like mumbo jumbo with live action rights things. Like, I'm gonna tip the cap to John Campia, who does an outstanding podcast on YouTube as well. He does a breakdown. I'm gonna send you the link to the video.
Please.
He does a good breakdown of the rights, the agreement between Sony and Marvel. So,
okay.
Again, unless they reach some sort of additional agreement that we don't know about, it's why Tom Holland technically cannot appear in the show.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So I don't want to like pull the rug out, but I'm just saying logically, within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the AVTF has to have knowledge of Spider-Man. There's no way they can't. And Kingpin kind of references him in the first season of Daredevil.
Yeah, true.
He makes a direct reference to him.
I wonder if we're going to get a reference to Spider-Man. They can't show him, but they can reference him.
You can dance around.
And I wonder, right? And I wonder if there might be AFT presence in the Spider-Man movie, even though small. Even if it's small, like just to bridge that gap. I mean, we got Punisher there. Punisher's also going to be on their list.
Oh yeah, no, it can go the other way. It's due to the Sony agreement with it, which is why Sony can make Spider Noir, but Marvel can't make a live action TV show of Spider-Man if they want. So it's a whole thing. Again, unless there's an agreement reached for a cameo of some sort, I don't know. But I'm just saying that I just wanted to bring up
you're right though. It's a good point.
That has to be a thing at some point. So there's that. But yes. My guess prediction for next week, Jessica Jones makes her appearance. We'll get Bullseye making his reappearance for the season. I just don't know. I'm fascinated to know after that, though. Like, Luke Cage. I will say it. Iron Fist. Like, the other defenders that Matt Murdock knows. He knows that.
Yeah. If you bring in Jessica Jones, there's no way you're not bringing in Luke Cage or Iron Fist.
And Jessica Jones is 100% confirmed for this. Like, they're not even hiding that.
Oh.
No. Yeah, no. No, Kristen Ritter has done press for this. They have officially confirmed that.
Then absolutely they're going to be in it.
It's the other two that haven't been officially confirmed yet.
No way they just got one.
Yeah.
Or two. No, it's no, and especially like I don't know what's going on with Iron Fist, right? Because that wasn't as beloved as the other three. But especially with how much Jessica Jones and Luke Cage was really liked by the fans, myself included. Yeah. Like, if they brought back Charlie Cox, they're going to bring these two up, at least these other two back.
Yeah, and again, I'm with you. I'm with you. I personally would love to see Iron Fist come back because I would like to see him get redemption.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I want to see because season 2 of Iron Fist, I still stand by this. It wasn't really, honestly, I don't think it wasn't great. It wasn't bad. I didn't dislike the second season. I was kind of into the second season, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
I kind of liked the second season. I thought the redemption of the character and Finn Jones as the character it was happening. But I would like to see him come back and like in good hands now. Kind of like how I felt with Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man in No Way Home. Like we've clearly stated how much we disliked his Spider-Man on every level. But in No Way Home, gotta admit
It's great.
We loved him in No Way Home.
Yep. Agreed.
So it definitely could happen in the right hands. So all right, so we'll see. I'm excited for next week, though. Like, I really wanted another episode of this. I'm gonna be honest. Like, one was not enough for me. Like when I watched this on Tuesday night. Like, I watched it. Like, I waited for Angie to get home. Like 9:20. I'm like, that's as soon as she walked in the door. I'm like, make your plate of dinner because I made tacos that night. We did Taco Tuesday. And I'm
nice.
Like, make your damn tacos and let's fucking go.
Yeah. Nice. That's awesome.
Can't wait any longer for that. Tacos or the Daredevil.
Both sound awesome. I want tacos right now.
All right, so we'll see what's up with that for next week. But we do have one more thing to get to. So for those who have been with us, you've known Alien knocked out that whole proper franchise. Predator knocked that whole thing out.
We did.
And that brings us to the 2 films where they met in to close this thing out.
It does.
Take us, Jason, let me take you back to a time.
A simpler time.
A simpler time, 22 years ago. To Paul W.S. Anderson's Alien versus Predator. A film that I recall way back when being pretty excited for. I'm like, man, I like Alien for the most part. I like Predator at the time. Solo, I like Predator. Remember, at the time, Predators did not exist yet, which
you're right.
Rewatch twisted that for me way before the concept of Predator Badlands. None of that. The redemption of these 2 franchises did not exist yet. So the last time we saw both of these franchises at this time was Predator 2 and Alien Resurrection. So you just kind of try to think back to your mindset when you first saw this movie. I have not seen it I haven't seen it since it first came out on DVD until 2 nights ago. And not much has changed in 22 years. Nope. Not much has changed. For me.
It's a movie.
It's a movie. We can answer the tough questions like we always do. It's a movie.
I'm gonna say this because I think I might have disliked this movie less than you. I think that's right. I think we're gonna come here, right? So I'm gonna defend it a little bit here and say, worse movies were made in both franchises afterward.
Oh yes, absolutely. Even before. I'm going to say before this.
Oh, right. Alien 3. You're right.
It is not the worst of either franchise. Let me. No, you're right. That's a fair point. I'm with you 100% on that, especially after this rewatch.
I think the biggest problem with this movie is it should have been fucking great, and it was just mid. Like I can't even come up here and like be pissed and do shots and question if it's a movie. No, it's a movie. People are there, they're doing things, but
actors reciting lines, cameras on.
Right. Look, There's some good CGI. You see a predator grab an alien and hit another alien with it. Come on, that's entertaining.
All right. So I will say there are some of the fight scenes between the aliens and the predators. Those are fine. That's not the problem I have with this movie at all. Not in the least. I'm going to be honest. No. The couple of fight scenes we get between them is good.
Yeah.
Right?
You mean? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not going to jump on your joke. Go ahead.
Oh, you know where I'm going.
I know where you're going.
Because I want checks notes, literally checks notes. 21 minutes into the movie before we see any type of extraterrestrial appearing.
Yeah, I agree. That's garbage.
Okay, now let's clock this. Ready? The runtime of this movie is 1 hour and 40 minutes, Jason. Okay? That includes the credits. Okay? Not a long movie at all. Checks notes again. 52 minutes in, which is 31 minutes by my math since the first appearance is when we get AVP for the first time.
Yeah,
I
agree.
Time a predator makes contact with an alien.
You're right. You're right. I can't. And I don't like. Yeah, there's a lot of grab ass in this movie.
That's
this
my
movie
problem
is like
with this movie in a nutshell.
80% grab ass, and that's why it's not good, but not terrible. It's just so fucking mid because it could have been great, except you decided to give us. They went, hey, it'd be great. You know what the audience really wants in my Alien versus Predator movie? And one executive went, an Alien versus a Predator, and they went, no, fire that guy. They want Lance Henriksen playing Bishop, who's not Bishop again.
He's Charles Bishop Whalen.
I mean,
which was a slap in the face as well.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it was a slap in the face. Let me just tell you this: they weren't using their hand. All right.
Exactly. It was a table.
Exactly.
That's my problem with this movie. That it's just the writers, and Paul W.S. Anderson wrote this movie as well. Now I'm going to keep mentioning his name because he also is the one who gave us a franchise that we actually have not touched yet, that we probably will one day, and that's going to be something. Is Resident Evil? Resident Evil.
Oh yeah, no, we do have to touch that at some point. Holy shit!
Not the Resident Evil that me, you, and Rick and most people love from the PlayStation era of video games. We are talking about the fucking film franchise, which should have been fairly easy to adapt. But
yeah, I gotta be honest, I got a soft spot for that first one though. It's bad. They're all bad. I got a soft.
I tapped out on that franchise after the third one because I remember watching the third one. And I had absolutely no idea what was going on, and then Angie kept going with that franchise by herself, and she had no idea what was going on in every single movie. So
it doesn't make any sense.
No, it's just things happening. Action happens. It just does. But I would have taken some of that fucking action infused in this movie, because this movie, for me, commits the cardinal sin is it's fucking boring.
Oh yeah, no, it is.
It is incredibly boring, and it just feels to me like the writers had they broke their brains trying to figure out how do we get a fucking plot and a story to why the aliens and predators would fight. Right?
And wait, but Ed, you know what the answer was? Could I do it? The answer was aliens. Because they're fucking ancient aliens. They constructed the temples in Egypt. They took slaves. They were worshipped. Like, It literally is. This is the first 20 minutes of this movie. It's not AVP. It's Ancient Aliens because that's what it is. It's a setup.
The fact that Charles Bishop Whalen just wants an adventure because he feels like his legacy is nothing, and then decides to go to Antarctica and chase this heat thing, that he goes on this wild adventure into the Arctic and kind of goes at. I'm sorry, and I didn't clock this dude's name. I meant to do this, and I feel bad because I'm gonna end up fucking ragging on this guy, and I always do, and I never seem to want to, but I find myself doing it anyway. Here he goes. Colin Salmon. Okay.
Okay.
Colin Salmon is in this movie, and he works for, Wayland. And I got real Nick Fury vibes from him in the beginning of this movie when he's going ahead and just recruiting these random people and just showing up.
Okay. Yep, I can see that.
And I kind of feel like more often than not, when Colin Salmon is in your cast, things are typically not going to go too well.
It's not a good sign. That would portend, as they would say.
Yeah, I want to just share some of his filmography to back up my point. Resident Evil, the original, is in this. Okay?
No one liked that one, except for me. I actually kind of did, but it's not a good movie.
Jason X.
And people die terribly. Oh, Jason! Come on, Jason X.
I knew I was gonna touch a nerve there with that one.
Look, come on. Look, all right, now we have to do that fucking franchise so I can prove to you all that Jason X is exactly mid-tier.
So I'm not gonna lie, I knew when this thought popped into my head and I saw him on screen. When I brought this up, that's where this was gonna go. I knew it. This is gonna help light the fire for Jason to make my point that over on PCP Deep Dive, we need to do the Friday the 13th franchise. But I digress.
All right. Let me talk to Ginny. Let me get the. I don't have the credentials anymore to sign into this website. Let me get that taken care of. And yes, now I have to prove that mid-tier.
Oh, Jason, I'm just gonna tell you right now. Don't worry about it. I got you because you knew I was like doing producer stuff on our most recent run, so I can help you out.
Yes.
It doesn't really matter.
Okay, cool.
Let's just go. I'm just gonna quickly go through his filmography just so I can, continue to hammer home my point. Jason X, Punisher Warzone, a film we covered on here.
That was a crazy movie. Okay.
But you notice, though, is that when he becomes involved, all right, Academy Awards are not going to be won. Let's just put it that way.
Things go off the rails.
Things go off the rails in one way, shape, or form, okay? And Punisher Warzone and Jason X in very different ways than Alien versus Predator. Let's see. All right. Well, he was in 24 Live Another Day, so I do remember that. All right. So he was in something good there because I love.
All right.
I absolutely adore 24, and yes, he was on Arrow as well. Even the good Arrow years, he was good.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool.
So, but then he was in Resident Evil Retribution.
They all sound the same. They bladed. I know the first one. I know. Yeah. I know I've seen the second one. That's all I got.
Yeah, that could be part 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10 for all I know. I have no idea.
It was just a nest egg for that lovely couple of Mila Jovovich and her husband who directs it, and that's why they do those movies. It's fine. That's cool. They deserve it.
And I can assure you, I have never heard of most of these movies on this list. Nope, not a lot. Oh, well, he was also in Die Another Day, which, yes, he was.
Oh, who was he in Die Another Day?
He was MI6, briefly. Like, he
okay.
He was there. But,
all right.
a movie that we hammered on Deep Dive.
Oh yeah.
We hammered died. And wait, well, actually, it's bullshit. He was in The World Is Not Enough as well, apparently. And Tomorrow Never Dies.
Oh,
So he was in that run of. I think we agreed. Was the agreement that was probably the worst run of Bond?
I don't know if I can sign off on that because Roger Moore is still out there. You know what I mean?
Roger Moore had a much longer run. I will say.
Yeah. But if you take Roger Moore off the slate, which evens the playing field, then yes, I would agree.
Because I love GoldenEye, and again, I'm not going to try to rehash that, but yeah, outside of that, it gets a little rough.
Yeah,
Tomorrow
I got
Never
soft
Dies.
spots.
Tomorrow Never Dies. I think that was the one I was kind of like, yeah.
I like Tomorrow Never Dies. I have soft spots for parts of the other two, and I just like Pierce Brosnan.
No, of course, no. Well, remember, we both love him as Bond, but we just felt like he never got the due in his run.
Agreed.
So either way, when he shows up in a project, I usually I will cower because I know.
By the way, I want to point out that we just spent like 15 minutes talking about James Bond because neither of us have anything to say about this movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to steer us back to this because my notes.
Just saying.
Well, I'm just all right. I'm gonna go through my notes, Jason, and we're gonna see what.
Please do.
We're gonna go through these. So
please do.
I got the sped up birthing process of the xenomorphs in this because we get somebody who gets that face hugger attached to them, and I'm telling you, it was like 5 minutes later, bam, right out of the chest, done. Because this is an Alien versus Predator movie. We ain't got time for that.
We ain't got time to bleed.
Exactly. We ain't got time
and we only got a little time to breed.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Wayland gets murdered. The human exposition in this movie.
Oh, the humans were so fucking pointless, and that was my problem originally with this movie. I think I said this on Badlands. This movie works if you could do what Badlands did and take all the fucking humans out. Because what the fuck was Bishop Wayland Yutani the third, whatever the fuck this guy's name is? What is fake Bishop's issue, right? Like, the Predator goes, I'm going to kill you. Nah, I'm not going to kill you. You're old and dying. And then he essentially, like...
Don't turn your back on me.
Yeah, he does something he knows is not going to kill this thing. Don't turn your back on me. And he barely dents it. He shoots at it, and it looks over and goes, well, fuck you then.
Yeah, that was
why?
That was incredibly stupid. That was like Friday the 13th shit.
It was so dumb. It made no sense.
No, it doesn't. And a lot of things don't in this movie. Especially because the humans exist because the Yautja and the Xenomorphs can't actually speak English. So they were like, how do we get the story communicated? Because we can't do it through filmmaking.
And you know what? I would even accept that limitation because they could have. It's doable if they had talent.
But they don't.
But I'll accept that limitation. Then you have 20 minutes of my attention in this hour and a half movie. No more than 20.
Mm-hmm.
To establish your shitty little fucking human problems and Earth plots. Get those humans to an alien or a predator. You have no more than 30 minutes to get the aliens versus the predator that you promised. That's just my personal thought.
52 minutes in, Jason. 52 minutes in.
Insanity. It's unacceptable. None of these. And the only character I remember, because we thought we were going to be doing the show a bit earlier, so I watched the movie earlier. I have a terrible memory. I admit that. But I watched the movie earlier, so it's been like a couple days before I saw this movie. I don't remember any other fucking human character outside of Bishop and the girl who befriends the Predator.
That's all you need to know because nobody else gets any level of character development at all. They're just fodder.
But yet we spend so much time with just them.
That's part of the issue. And also, Jason, we get you're one ugly motherfucker in this.
Oh God, I fucking hate that. Stop it. You don't know. I can't be mad. Can't be mad. This predates a lot of the stuff.
Come to the dark side.
It predates a lot of the stuff, but I do fucking hate that callback. We gotta let it die. You know who didn't do that fucking callback? You know who didn't do it? The Alien show, Alien Earth we watched. We didn't get it in fucking Predator Badlands. Stop it.
This was the third time. Remember, this was the second time they did a callback. Because remember, there was a callback in Predator 2.
The only time I'll allow it because Danny Glover can do what he wants.
So we do get that callback. And then we get, like, to my knowledge, and I want to make sure I get her name right in this because, you know, again, she's the most memorable character in this entire, you know, shitstorm of a film that we have here. Sanaya Lathan, who plays the main character Alexa Woods here. At the end of the film, she's running, and she's outrunning a freed queen alien because, you know, you have this whole process that has to happen every 100 years is that this same queen alien is frozen and then unfrozen every 100 years and has a birth thing to her where she just pops out egg after egg after egg, but she gets freed this time. And she runs when she gets freed. She runs amok. She's huge. There's a scene, Jason, where she's out running this fucking queen alien that's about 50 times her size in the snow.
But that's it, because as we know,
yes,
xenomorphs' only weakness is the snow slows them down so drastically.
Yes.
That human beings can outrun them in the snow, which also slows down human beings. Yeah, it makes perfect sense to me.
Yes. When I saw that, Jason, I'm like, at what point was she superpowered or anything like that? Like, when did that part happen? I don't know.
I don't remember that part, Ed. I'm going to be honest.
I'm saying this happens at the end of the film, and I was blown away by it. I'm like, that's interesting.
Well, this movie is just, it's nonsense. Nothing really happens in this movie. That is fucking stupid. There's a lot of stupid things in this movie. Like, the whole plot is stupid. Like, the predators come into these temples to hunt the aliens, and as you said, the whole ritual of the mother and like, well, and the humans have set this off, I guess, but like none of this makes any sense. How, like, I have so many questions, I can't even get one out. This place has been buried, right? So why are there even fucking predators there? This is no longer a fucking fighting ground for them.
So apparently,
I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
I'm going to attempt. Oh, I'm going to give you what the movie gives us.
Okay.
And you tell me what you think. So apparently, the predators showed up yay long ago, and the humans worshipped them because they were gods. They were bigger and stuff like that, and yada yada. And they're like, all right, well. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. The Yautja, yes, the Yautja is like, listen, to worship us, we need sacrifices because that's how you're going to prove yourselves to us. And when we say sacrifices, we mean you're going to allow these face huggers to attach to you and create and birth xenomorphs out of your chest because that's how you're going to sacrifice yourself because we need to hunt these xenomorphs. as part of a ritual that we kind of just do because of stuff and things that there's no explanation for. So that happens. And then we're going to do this every 100 years. We're going to come back to this temple in Antarctica because back then it was populated. Now it's not anymore. And we're going to put ourselves in this pyramid that shifts for unknown reasons because that never gets explained. It just is. And we're going to hunt them. And the humans, you're just here to do it. So,
And lucky you guys were here, because if you weren't, we'd have made this trip for no reason.
exactly. And that would have been a waste of time. And we would have had to go find Dutch or something like that again.
You know what? Exactly. You know what a slightly revised but more sensical version of this is?
That this happens on the alien, the xenomorph homeworld?
No, well, I mean that would be great. No, I said slightly more. I'm trying like they're not. I'm not expecting good things.
I'm sorry.
Slightly.
I went too action packed there for a second. Go ahead.
You went too far. But if the reason that that the Yautja had to come back was because this was an ancient like training ground that was buried and they never expected anyone to go there, and but when the humans get there, they activate these fucking old defenses, and the Yautja have to go, and they're actually there to help the humans eradicate the aliens because oh shit, we don't train this way anymore. Now we just hunt Dutch. Now Arnold Schwarzenegger was born, and we realized that there was someone in the universe worthy of fucking hunting. We don't need this anymore, but we also can't allow this species to be wiped out. That would very small change, way more interesting.
Better. And let's not try to attach this canon to the proper franchises because, man, shit really goes off the rails then. Especially what we know now.
Yeah, I mean, no, we couldn't.
It gets really bad.
We'd have to discount everything after it because they clearly did, and so it's not fair to like hold this up to current day canon. But I think it also falls apart if you hold it up to what came before it, and that's an issue.
Well, yes, because the original Predator, Yautja shows up. He sees violence. He's trying to find the fucking the lion of that jungle, and that's it. But why is he here? It's not 100 years later. 2004 was 100 years later. So why is he here? Why did they come back again? They came back twice during that.
Right? Why?
Yeah.
We're not that interesting of a species. And that's why it would make more sense, I think, if it was, oh shit, the old training ground we forgot about was just activated. We got to send some people. Because then it could have been written off as, well, yeah, we stopped training there, but we always come back to dip our toe and see if how many old Schwarzeneggers there are in the world. And if we only find one of them, I guess we'll do with the Danny Glover. But, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, it would have made more sense, but you're right. Why? It's so incongruous, but they're really trying to put it in our face that it is attached because the whole Bishop thing, right? We're supposed to believe that this is where the Bishop model was modeled from, I guess.
And so I guess after him, and because remember, Alien takes place, the entire 4 previous Alien movies take place hundreds of years after this.
That's
so this
right.
Is
You're right.
Supposed to be set before any of that happens. So maybe this is where Weyland-Yutani discovers the xenomorph, and they must find them again. That's why they're hell bent in those 4 movies to acquire them. Whatever.
Maybe.
Whatever. That I can kind of buy into, I guess. But for the sake of this movie, it's insane to the fact that the humans also, again, are literally just there to narrate because we have the Italian guy who can read everything. and tells us all of this past. And he
Oh
knows
god, the
everything about anything.
exposition dumps.
The exposition is wild, and it never ends. And again, they're just there to narrate the film because the Xenomorph and Yautja can't speak for themselves. So, no. And then, at the end of this film, right, we get a call back because there's one scene where the Yautja and the Xenomorph and a facehugger disappear for a second, and we don't see what happens. At the end of the movie, it gets paid off because the dead Yautja, the last one, gets brought back up to his ship and is laid there. Then we get a hybrid predator alien that rips out of his chest to say, yeah, motherfuckers, you're getting a sequel. You like it or not.
So, is that what this? Because I've never seen the sequel, or maybe I did and I don't remember. Because
I
if
would choose the second.
if the sequel is like this, I might not. And in 3 weeks' time, when we're done with this run, I won't remember seeing it this time. It's such a fucking forgettable movie. But does the second one deal with this
Hybrids?
Yautja hybrid situation?
Yes. From
Okay.
what I recall.
All right, so this might be in so bad it's good territory.
No.
Oh.
Now, full disclosure, as we're wrapping up this, because bottom line, well, whatever, we can get to rankings when we wrap this up, but I've seen Aliens versus Predator Requiem once in the theater, probably the night it opened, because the trailers sold you a movie that, and plus, well, they sold you a movie that was going to right all the wrongs of the first one. You guys said it was boring. We're going to go balls to the wall, action packed. And I remember the trailers being like, oh, all right, maybe this can kind of get it done. And they wanted to back it up by saying Aliens versus Predator. Like, hey, you guys remember the difference between Alien and Aliens? More action, more sci-fi action. That was the promise going into this film. Now,
okay. Oh God.
The things I recall about this, and this will be interesting to look back on, is this movie, the sequel is so poorly lit. You can't see what the fuck is going on most of the movie. And there are people clearly in xenomorph costumes in rubber suits. And I think some of that was by design. Actually, no, it was by design.
In this day and age,
let's see, when
like
is...
you had someone in a rubber suit in Alien the original, and it looked great.
Yeah.
If you can make it look great in 1977, you're gonna lean into it now, and you can't make it look good. Get out of here.
So this
Get
was
out of here.
AVPR, as it is referred to as well.
Oh, Requiem, right?
Yes, because it's Aliens versus Predator Requiem was 3 years later. So it didn't take that long to get this done. And I'm going to let you know, my friend, the Rotten Tomatoes score on this sequel that we're about to watch, which is only an hour and 34 minutes.
All right, that's good. It's an hour and 34 minutes.
Exactly. Silver linings. 12%.
That's which one, critic or
that's actually, let's take a look further into it, because that is just, this should be interesting. Oh, well, critics score is 12% over 77 reviews. Yeah. The fan score is 30.
Still bad.
It's pretty bad.
I mean, I would say 30% of the population at least have terrible taste in movies.
It's funny because the critics' consensus, the increased gore and violence over the first Alien versus Predator can't excuse Requiem's disoriented editing, excessively murky lighting, and lack of new ideas.
Wow, sight unseen. That sounds like exactly how I'm gonna feel.
Yeah, this.
But we'll see.
I'm curious. I am curious to see if you get pushed over to the so bad it's good, but I kind of doubt it.
You know me. My taste is it's in flux. You never know.
Yeah, this will be a challenge. I'm gonna say that. All right, so then I guess let's wrap it up then as we usually do. AVP in each franchise, right? Because we're not going to do the whole thing.
No, that'd be
All
crazy.
Right, first, where does it rank in your Predator rankings?
Above Predators. No, above the Predator.
That's it.
The Shane Black one. Yeah, that's it. I think it's probably a better executed movie than the Predators, but that movie was kind of fun, and so it beats it out.
All right. My Predator rankings, same spot, because we have very, very similar Predator rankings.
We do.
Right? Because we flipped the top two, and I think we actually flipped 3 and 4, ironically. Right? Because you have Alien, Aliens, Prey, and then Badlands.
Yeah, I think so.
Right? And then Predator 2.
Yeah.
And then the Predator. All right, so you're second to last. I am also second to last. But mine are Aliens, Alien, Badlands, Prey, then Predator 2, then Predators. Which I still can't believe that over this rewatch I have flipped that. But I did.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
and I will say this. For Alien, the Aliens franchise, right? This is where it gets weird for me.
Yes.
I think it's a way better movie than Alien 3.
Okay.
I don't think it's a better movie than Prometheus, but I personally ranked Alien 3 over Prometheus because I liked it better. So that's where this ranking gets weird for me because I can't with a good conscience say that Prometheus isn't a better movie than this. Just technically.
Oh yeah, that's right. So all right, so my rankings, I have Aliens, Alien, I have Aliens, Alien, then I had Covenant, I believe, and then I had Prometheus. Now again, I don't like either movie. I think they're stupid as fuck, and the characters are written like they are in a slasher film.
Agreed.
It's the choices they make. And AVP I have below all of those.
Yep, which I do too.
I have it above Alien 3 because this was as boring as this movie is. It has more excitement than Alien 3.
Makes more sense than Alien 3.
Yeah, I mean, both of them are pretty stupid, but yeah, I don't know. There's not people trying to rape Ripley constantly and like that weird thing, and then there's that.
No, I agree. I think we put it in the exact same spot in both franchises.
Yeah, because like I guess, well, there's also Alien Resurrection, which
yeah, I put Resurrection over this.
Yeah, because I never said Resurrection was boring. So I'll say Resurrection is above this because it's not boring, but it's still a stupid as fuck movie.
No, it's very stupid, but it's a stupid fun movie. This is
I'm sorry,
stupid, kind of boring movie.
We also completely forgot. Number 3 on the Alien list is Romulus. Clearly.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yes,
Yeah. I completely ignored ranking this because I didn't think there was any way in the fucking world for either of us it was going to affect any of the good ones.
No, it's not even. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just how bad is it?
that's it. There was no way. I'm not sullying the name of Alien, Aliens, Predator. I'm going to even say Predator 2
Well,
by
you
putting
have
it
a
in the
soft
same.
spot for it, so.
I do. By putting it in the same conversation as this movie.
Yeah, I
And
would.
you got
I
to
would
at least
co-sign.
give me that for
No,
Predator.
I'll co-sign on that. I can
Okay.
get on that. As much as again, I'm not over the moon about Alien 2, but
It
yeah, no.
it might
Nope.
not be great, but like when you get to a certain point, like when you get to this, when you get to the Predator, it gets that's the nexus we're talking about. Like this movie's not going to break top 5. This is a serviceably boring movie.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It took me a while to get to this, and the fact that I had to rent this movie after
Oh, that
being,
sucks. You
and
have
I'm
to
gonna
pay
and
for
I'm
it.
gonna have to rent Requiem as well because somehow
No,
they are not on Hulu anymore
I don't
or
know.
anywhere. They just
Can't I just lend you the DVD? I have them on DVD because I will buy anything on like physical media, especially if it's cheap enough. I don't. Can I help you not pay for this? I
no
know you can.
because no because, and I'm gonna tell you why though.
Okay.
Because number one, you have never seen this film, so you have to watch the original cut. There is an unrated version of this.
Oh. Okay.
Now,
All right.
I have not researched what is the difference. I will after I watch the film because remember, I'm comparing it to a film that I saw 19 years ago once in the
Okay.
theater and was so angry when I left that theater, I never wanted to see it again.
Okay.
Yes, I was pissed. This was like probably comparable when I left the theater for Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Pissed.
Shit. Which I was out first 5 minutes of that movie. But we'll get to it. We're gonna cover that one.
Yes. In May, we absolutely shall.
Yeah. And actually, Ed, I got two guests lined up for that episode. I got friend of the show, Ginny. I got her twin sister, Sandy, who is hyper obsessed with that franchise.
This is not this film. That film is not the time to be hyper obsessed with anything.
And that's why we gotta have the Lawler twins on here. Come on, we gotta have them on.
No, I'm not saying that. Listen. There are a couple of people who have an open invitation to join us whenever they like. Ginny is absolutely one of them. I do not know her
for
sister,
sure.
but in ways I feel like I must have met her because she talks about her. And there's comments on Facebook where she's commented every time I post anything about Mortal Kombat 2. So,
there you go. Excellent.
so there is that. All right, so that wraps it up for then as us for this week. I hope you enjoyed the giant-sized episode because our runtime is that of one. We did do it.
Whew. All right, let's read some news now, and then let's let Tony talk for a bit.
We got to get to that runtime. We still didn't get anywhere near that runtime, but
no, it was just 3 hours. It's 3 hours that one, right?
we were almost at like 3.5 hours. It was nuts. It was insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for joining us as always. If you joined us on a Facebook live stream, be sure to check us out at Granny's Peach Tea's Facebook group, where we share trailers and stories and shows and everything else that don't make the show as well. So check us out there. It's a lot of fun. Check out popculturepros.com and Pop Culture Pros Facebook group. Again, that's who we are presented by, as well as on YouTube. If you're checking us out, subscribe, hit like and subscribe on Pop Culture Pros and wherever you found your audio-only podcast. Jason and I will be back next week discussing episodes 2 and 3 of Daredevil Born Again. We'll have episode 5 of Invincible and the end of the Alien Predator run for now, because we know that franchise will return at some point. But for now, the infamous Aliens versus Predator Requiem. Jason's first time seeing it. My first time seeing the unrated version, so we'll see what the hell that holds into it. But I remember this being a crazy, stupid movie. So we'll see. We'll see how
I'm
this
excited. I'm hoping this is so bad it's good territory for me.
goes. I kind of hope so. I'm hoping like older Ed looks at this and you're like, boy, this movie's stupid, but at least I laughed.
Exactly.
I'm hoping so. We'll see. But we'll see you next week. Peace.
Later.